Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. Hey there, you guys. How's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So Merry Christmas, you guys. Thanks for coming out here, joining me on your holiday, taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedules and open those presents and, loving your families and being with one another, which, pretty much is the real reason why we're here on Earth, is to create those eternal bonds. As we're out here today, of course, I got to spread Bitcoin awareness. I got to sit out here. I got to tell everybody about how Bitcoin is going to change the world, how it's a better form of money. And of course, Bitcoin is the ultimate gift when it comes to money. It's sound money. It provides monetary sovereignty, and it has advantages for the early adopters. So when I think of Bitcoin, those are the three main gifts I'm seeing this season, this year, as I'm, being grateful and humble for my position in Bitcoin, even though, we've been in a downtrend and we're seeing some red in the market today. But you know what? Who's not really all that down today? Samantha over there in the chat.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
So how are you today, Samantha?
Well, I am super amazingly happy.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. There's no way that Samantha can't be happy at Christmas.
No. I literally took our son to the gas station to get a bag of chips because that's what he wanted, and he had his own money. And one saw that the closest gas station to us literally got robbed on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, so when you're starting to think, bear market and, oh, it's so crappy, well, you know what?
Things could always be worse.
Oh, yeah.
And
he bought me a present.
What?
At the gas station we went to because the first one was closed.
As you guys can tell, we have gotten more turkeys around here at Bitcoin and Coffee, and they are a little bit more vocal than Turka here in the background. As you guys can't see, but they're wandering around my feet. Here we have Beaky and we have Prudence. Those are our new additions. So hopefully they'll make their way on the camera here eventually. But as always, let's go ahead and take a look at a screen share, see what we're looking at here today with these cryptocurrency markets on Christmas. Let's see how bad this red is, and if we're really going to bleed out on Christmas and it's going to do us dirty like that.
It's stuck in the middle.
It's stuck in the middle, Samantha.
It is stuck in the middle.
Oh, well, I guess this might be a good opportunity to go ahead and tell everybody about that video that we made earlier today and went ahead and uploaded, telling people or showing people, our Merry Christmas epised. What's the matter, Samantha?
The
cable.
Let's see if maybe that helps the loading issues. It is somewhere in the middle. I really don't know.
Of course, live streams, you got to love them. There's always some technical difficulties. And, of course, on Christmas, why wouldn't it be any different? So let me step over here and see if I can't help you out, Samantha. Figure this out for you. Nope, the whole thing is locking up, not responding.
Awesome.
We're probably off air, hopefully.
But you never know.
And I think we're back. All right. We got to love technical difficulties. And if
we're
it's
not on a screen share though.
if it's not one thing, it's another. Oh, I know, it's okay.
I think we're back. All
Yes.
right.
And let's go ahead and stop that. Let's pop out this chat.
You gotta love it.
All right. All right, guys, live action, take 2. All right, Samantha. So now hopefully that this is working properly. Why are you grateful this Christmas?
Well, I mean, we have a lot more than we have had in the last couple of years, and it seems a little bit easier than it has been in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our son is almost an adult, and
that's a big plus, knowing that he's going to be off and on his way. So, as we're hanging out with our best friends on Christmas, do you want to pull up that wonderful screen share? Maybe, fingers crossed, this time it won't mess up once again. And we'll be able to take a look at the coin market cap. Well, actually, we'll take a look at coin paprika because everybody seems to love that so much better. Click the button, fingers
take
crossed.
2. Yes.
Screen share is working this time around.
All right.
Let's see. What do we have going on with the market? We got Bitcoin coming in at $3,841. That is a 6.5% drop. As you can see, though, we're still up 7% on the 7-day. I mean, we were up. We weren't necessarily expecting it to stay up. We kind of had heard through technical analysis that the expectations was for it to come back down. We just didn't know if it was going to be coming back down to a new all-time low for the year, or if we were going to be returning back to the baselines there at the 3.6, 3.8 area where we've been seeing it. Apparently, only time is going to tell on whether or not we'll be dropping lower. Of course, I have my fingers crossed that we'll be looking to the upside. I'm hoping for sometime around February, but of course, you know, this is all coming out on the back of the information that the backed may be getting delayed further due to, you know, the holdup in regulation. The government shutdown isn't helping all of that here in the United States. But, you know, once again, the United States hasn't ruled the world. We're starting to see that Bitcoin is being maybe taken over by the yen as the #1 fiat currency for buying power instead of Bitcoin. Here we go with XRapid. This is pretty much for the banks. This is great. This is a way for them to have some digital borderless cash that they can transfer between each other in order to, you know, exchange currencies. Coming in at 38 cents, 38.3 cents. That's down 7.8%. That's a 14% drop here, or a 14% gain on the week. We're looking at Ethereum coming in at $131. That is nice, seeing them on the other side of $100. Even nicer seeing them on the other side of $120. Got my eye on 150. Not so much right now, though, as we're down 7.9%. Looking at a 38% gain for the week. That's still a nice, you know, plus. As we're looking at Bitcoin Cash, that's a Bitcoin Cash ABC, we're looking at $169. Wow, down 8.7%, but that's still up 67%. Seen some massive gains out of them this week. We got Stellar Lumas, XLMs, coming in at 12.2 cents. That's down 9.4%. That's up 12% on the week. We got EOS, $2.50, well under Samantha's predicted $3 line, coming in at a loss of 11.6%, one of the biggest losers here in the top 10, as you can see, and that is even a 0.12% loss for the week. You got Tether, as people are running back into it. Considering there's so many other stable coins, I don't know why Tether continues to do so well, coming in at $1.02. Litecoin, $31. Nice to see them on the other side of the $31, or on the other side of the $30 spot. Whether or not they'll hold it, I'm got my fingers crossed, but I'm kind of expecting a small dip below that. That's a 9.6% loss. That's up almost 8% on the week. Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, $93. That's down 10% at the moment. Ouch, that hurts.
And it still is in the top 10.
It is still holding the top 10, as you said there, Samantha. And here we go with a 14% gain for the week. Right, you want to talk about Tron here for a moment? Sure, coming in at 1.9%. I mean, wow, look at this, 38% gains across the week with a 7.5% loss today. Hop on down here, take a look at Steam. Let's see
somewhere down there.
It's in the 50s.
Yep. I know you passed Zilliqa and you keep going.
Don't remind me. 27.7 cents, down 12%. That's up almost 15% on the week. I mean, I still have to be grateful that it's a great opportunity for you guys to come over to my Steam post, be able to give it an upvote, be able to collect more Steam. So the next time we do have a good pump, it'll be worth quite a bit of money, and I'll be able to get one of those fantastic cameras that are worth like $2,500, and I can be out here looking snazzy like ORR BAMs.
Right.
Let's see what we got going on with the Steam back dollar. Okay, let's see what we got going on here for our metrics. 68.7 cents, telling us that's down 7.29%. Altcoins are completely undervalued at this moment.
I mean, it is not $1.
Nope. I mean, it's hard to use that metrics. It seems like it only tells you if the gas tank is full or empty, and the in-between marks don't work so well sometimes. Look at that BTC dominance over here, though, coming in at 51.7% as altcoins continue to hold some of their value as we're looking at the market sliding backwards a little bit on the gains that we just made, meaning that as the market slides backwards, we're sliding backwards together, and the gains the altcoin made, they're continuing to hold it through the slippage. All right, as we have to do every single episode, Christmas is absolutely no different than every other episode, apparently. We're going to have to sit here and ask for a little bit of money for our nonprofit organization to be able to get out there and spread the word of Bitcoin, handing out Bitcoin flyers to be able to put the tools that are necessary into people's hands. We found that if we get out there to electric music festivals, the people there are very receptive, and there's enough time to be able to ask them and talk to them about Bitcoin. You know, curiosity kills the cat. So we go with these nice embedded QR codes that, you know, will get them curious. Once they scan the QR code, you know, then they'll be putting the direct tools they need to the Samurai wallet. And I'm thinking about possibly changing it up a little bit this time and not putting Coinbase and putting the What's Up app instead.
Right. Or maybe Gemini. I mean, you never know. I mean, there could be
there's a few different options. But before we get there, as you can see, we have some wonderful donations already happening. We're $204 at the current Bitcoin price, looking to gather $700. We have purchased one ticket already.
Yes.
We're just needing to get one more ticket. We need to get the flyers. We need to get the gas money. We need to get the motel. And of course, we're putting in some of our own money and paying for our own food and stuff like that. Yeah. This is going to be at the Forbidden Kingdom Festival in Boca Raton. It's February 16th and 17th.
Yeah, unlike EDC, this one doesn't have a physical, like you just print it. So.
Yeah, I can't show you guys the ticket.
But yes.
Can't show you guys the ticket. You guys will steal my barcode and get in.
Some other tier 4 general admission will get in. No.
But I mean, it's a great opportunity to be able to do something towards helping Bitcoin awareness without actually getting out there and doing anything.
Yes, and we'll try to bring you more videos and more stuff of people and their outrageousness that is definitely going to happen.
As you can see, we got 36 days left on this tally fund. Dollar cost averaging it, you know, try to get there as close as we possibly can to this. If necessary, you know, we'll put in whatever little bit we got to make to have it happen.
Yeah, Eugene's like, you know, squirrel misering small amounts here and there out of all of our paychecks. It's like, just in case. It's still happening. You gotta plan ahead. We're always worst case scenario people.
All right, let's go ahead and stop begging for money, because you guys know I hate doing that. And stop the screen share. Pull out the backyard. Pull out the chat. See who's hanging out here with us. See who's actually taking time out of their wonderful Christmas day, because I really do appreciate you guys coming out here, having an evening cup of coffee. I hope you guys had a glorious morning with your families. I know I did. It was nice being able to sleep in this morning. I haven't been able to do that in a couple months, it seems like. You know, getting my son his presents, of course, you know. That's always a big plus. But hey, you know what? This is the last Christmas I actually get to spend with my son as a child. Next year, he'll be 18, so he will be a full-grown adult. I told him it becomes a two-way street. Then he only gets presents if he starts getting me more stuff. So what are you looking at over there, Samantha? Is there anybody in that chat, or are we kind of by ourselves?
Well, Vention said that he'll be at work. John from Malibu.
Vention. But I know you'll watch it on the flip side on the replay.
Or just have your phone somewhere, you know, on a workbench somewhere, real loud. You know, it's fine. John from Malibu says, Merry Christmas. Men going their own way. I know, right?
John from Malibu. Thanks for making it out here.
Mike McCormick says, Merry Christmas. And he says that I owe you guys some Litecoin. But our links are not copyable on his Android or his Apple phone. So we're not comparable. That's not awesome. Okay, I
It's
guess,
okay.
yeah.
I just appreciate you getting out here and watching these videos as much as you possibly can. You know, of course, with this bear market, it's hard to spread Bitcoin awareness. You know, nobody really wants to be buying Bitcoin when the price of it keeps going down. It's kind of hard to tell them about it as sound money and, you know, a good store of value when they're losing, you know, 5–10% every time they turn around.
Oh, Ken Bozak was here. He says, how's it go, bro?
Nice to see you out here. Of course,
How goes it?
always loved having you in the chat, buddy.
Oh, and he said, have a Christmas.
Right.
We are. David White is here. He says, hello.
David, my man.
James Benhart said, who named the turkeys? Eugene named the boy turkey, Beaky.
Beaky Buzzard, after the Looney Tune character,
yep.
Because he's a black Spanish turkey.
Yes, and he does kind of looks very buzzardy. And I named the girl Prudence because she did not stop calling, squawking, whatever you want to go with, turkeying. She's very prudent. We're going to go with that.
I think somebody in the distance got a 4-wheeler for Christmas.
Either that or they've, you know, finally got some tires on the mud tire, like truck that doesn't, that's not legal.
They got a new carburetor?
That's not legal, yes. MS Bit E says, hey, men. And Jazz is here. He says, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I'm glad you guys could make it out here. So, of course, we're going to have some topics. Of course, Samantha's here watching and monitoring the chat. So if you guys got anything you want to talk about, please go ahead, put it in the chat. I didn't really want to get out here and cover news because Christmas is always a time to be grateful. Christmas is a time to reflect. Christmas is a time to see what gifts you do have already in life. And, you know, Bitcoin's what we're here for, right? It's what we're all about. That's what we're always talking about and preaching. It's in our blood. It's in our veins. It's what we eat for breakfast. So, you know, I was sitting there with Samantha and I was like, what would you say, Samantha, are the top 3 things that are gifts? You know, what gifts did we get from Bitcoin that we didn't have before Bitcoin 10 years ago? And what gifts did it give us personally in our lives? And, you know, the first one, you know, is that it's sound money. And people say this, you know, and you wonder, really, I mean, what is sound money? You start saying, oh, it's sound money because the government's not making it. Well, I mean, sound money actually means the purchasing power determined by the markets, right? Independent of government. So when we talk about sound money, we're talking about money with accountability. We're talking about the fact that the Bitcoin price may go up and down, but it's money that's not controlled. The government can't just increase the interest rate, right? Changing the value.
Yeah.
We've seen all kinds of things happening in third world countries like Venezuela and things like that, where their money and their interest rate goes crazy. Yes, it's not really awesome how we've been in this bear market and it's been going down. But the fact that it's independent from the government means a lot. It means that it's decentralized, that this decentralized Bitcoin that's borderless, we can transact with people across different borders all around the world. And regardless of whether or not our government tells us to, or your government tells you that you can, we can still conduct this business. And that goes into the second one, right? Because this one is Samantha's big one, monetary sovereignty. And it's like, really, what does that mean? You know, monetary sovereignty. Well, most of the time up until recently, when we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about the government's monetary sovereignty over us and how the power of the state to exercise legal control over the currency, usually used in the term legal tender. Like when they say that this is what we use for money, this isn't what we use for money. When the government says they have the right to freeze your assets or tax you or garnish your paycheck. This is where monetary sovereignty comes into play. With Bitcoin, because the transactions are a push and not a pull, nobody can force you or force Bitcoin out of your account without your private keys.
Yes, even all of the, you know, the stuff that when we're doing, you know, the articles on criminals and stuff, these people are voluntarily giving over their private keys as part of a plea deal. No one is able to make somebody give up their Bitcoin.
Well,
ever.
Unless their crypto is held at an exchange,
yeah,
like Coinbase or, you know, KuCoin, Gemini,
if
Bittrex.
You don't own your keys.
If you don't own your private keys, of course, they can be seized. But owning your private keys gives you monetary sovereignty, because now you have sound money in your control that nobody can take from you, and you can send it to anybody of your own free will anywhere in the world. And I mean, with a few confirmations, it's guaranteed within 30 minutes or so, based on paying a few extra satoshis. As we move into a digital frontier and the internet being integrated into every aspect of life, the need for a kind of currency that works hand in hand on the internet with a valid feature to not have double spending, the demand is going to grow and grow and grow. As we see Bitcoin continuing to develop with the addition of the Lightning Network, it's undeniable that Bitcoin is going to have a role to play in our future.
Yes, in the Ohio-based one, the Lord, something. But yes, the easier and the more that we get, the more stuff that is copy and pastable.
And of course, I get out here and I talk sometimes and I say things about how, Bitcoin is better than fiat cash, and, that we're fighting a revolution and that we're voluntarily stepping out of fiat cash and into Bitcoin. It's not necessarily going to be a situation that there is no more dollar bill and that everybody has these Bitcoins. For a very long time, there's going to be a lot of coexisting. And it's going to take years and years and years before we even see a small percentage, up to 10% of the population using Bitcoin. So it's not that I'm out here crying and calling for war and things like that. It's that I'm saying that getting your hands on Bitcoin does have its advantages, and it's going to become part of the financial future. And this early adoption is the third benefit here. Is that if you can get out there and you can see what, Bitcoin is going to be, and you don't get stuck up in the FUD and FOMO of the cryptocurrency markets and the news that's being propagated from who knows what media sources to get you to sell your cryptocurrency and your Bitcoin and to buy into certain altcoins, which we have seen over the years now are never quite as good as Bitcoin. I mean, we do have some good projects out there. They are proving themselves every single day. But as we see time and time again, a lot of them are scams. A lot of them are money grabs. A lot of them are just straight scams looking to steal people's money, giving the cryptocurrency market a bad name. But ultimately, these things will be shaken off. Ultimately, Bitcoin will have its place out there. And these early investors that have the strong hands to hold Bitcoin and hold strong through all of these times, they'll have more financial gains. Where we're capable of looking at Roger Ver and the Winklevoss and, Charlie Lee, and there's a dozen other people out there that you can name off the top of your head probably that have made millions of dollars. And it's not that we're all looking to make that kind of sick money off of it. We're all not greedy, but we do want our lives to be a little bit easier, right?
I think just a separation of government, and state makes your life easier. I don't even think the actual currency amount necessarily is what, it was pretty mind-blowing when we first found Bitcoin. It really was. We spent a very long time thinking, well, why can we never save anything more than those stupid, horrible insurance ads where they say most people don't have more than 2 weeks worth of savings,
Mm-hmm.
And you just said I go to work every day. I get paid every day. I do what I'm supposed to do. Why doesn't this work? And then when we found Bitcoin, it was like, oh, well, obviously, that makes sense.
Sometimes you have to step outside the system to see the system, at least in its entirety.
Yeah, I think a large part really is just that you have the choice. And most of the population of the entire world is not really given a choice.
The choice all in itself is a gift. Any other time in history, if you wanted to do anything to express yourself or to gain more freedoms, you had to pretty much put your life in.
Oh yeah, you went to war, yeah,
on the line. And this way, especially now with the increasing anonymity that's increasing on the blockchain with the Wasabi wallet and CoinJoin.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it privately now. You don't have to participate in KYC. You know, there are practices out there that prevent you from possibly being extorted in the future.
Yes, or having to pay outrageous taxes, and yes.
Well, what do we got going on in the chat, Samantha? Does anybody else out there have opinions joining us on this? Or are we just going to sit out here and continue to rant about Bitcoin and how it's one of the greatest financial miracles that we've had?
It is truly a gift.
It is truly a gift. And
all right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Bitcoin.
So Joshua Thomas Hansen, hey.
Hey, buddy, what's up, man? We've been watching your videos.
Yes, we have. He said, I heard Santa doesn't give out crypto. No. You know, but Santa will. Just like everybody else, Santa eventually will.
You got to go check out his videos, though. He's talking about the dark web. You got to learn those ins and outs and those secrets if you're out there.
And the crypto. I mean, yes.
Yeah, of course, crypto and dark webs are going to go hand in hand.
And he's pretty funny. He is. All right, we have James Ben Hart saying, saw posts on 2 companies of an AI on blockchain. One lets users with no knowledge write smart contracts, and then the other looks for holes in codes to repair any possible hack attack. And he says one AI company had transactions up to maybe like 8,000 transactions per second. Goal of 50,000. Kind of big news. Using only a few miners. I mean,
it's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I just, no one wants Skynet. So I'm not.
Samantha and her conspiracy theories.
It's like TV.
If she had a tinfoil hat, it would be the Admiral's hat.
Oh, we're all pod people, and Skynet is our man. And we're all in the Matrix as well. Yes. Oh, and someone else has a 4-wheeler that's coming down our road. Yay.
Got a little Christmas out in the woods.
That is what Christmas is out in the woods. I think our neighbor earlier was using his new chainsaw. Okay, Mateo is here. He says, hey, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm glad you could make it out here. Of course, we're out here, as we tend to do always. You know, we're spreading Bitcoin awareness. We're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about how it's a great gift, how it's changed our lives, how it can change pretty much anybody's life that's willing to watch a few YouTube videos. Because, I mean, really, it's not hard to get much of an understanding. You don't have to be a programmer or a coder to really understand Bitcoin. It's not a super complicated process. It just requires a few clarity moments of thought where you can actually mentally grasp the entire concept and the chain, right? Blockchain, the whole process all the way through. And then buy a little Bitcoin. There's a million different ways to buy Bitcoin. There's a lot of different ways to store it. I mean, we keep seeing that hardware wallets are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. When we first got into crypto, a hardware wallet was almost $200. Yeah. Now, I mean, they're like 63 bucks, I think.
Ledger was like 100.
You can find them on sale when I know they just did a Christmas one for like $50 or something. I'm sure they'll have more. I'm sure there'll be a Valentine's Day special, something with a nice little red ledger Nano S for everybody, for their lovers.
You know I want one of those if that happens.
Right. So, I mean, what does it really bake down to, Samantha? Why am I always out here? Why do I keep talking about Bitcoin and telling everybody they need to get Bitcoin and they should just hodl a little bit of it? And it's not even something that you got to go break your back for and spend thousands and thousands of dollars like you're buying a used car at like $5 grand. That even just a simple $50 a month or every 2 months or something tiny like that could actually make a big enough difference.
I mean, it's because we believe in Bitcoin. I mean, it is that this was designed to change the world. And we look at it through eyes where, I mean, you can see the change. Like, I believe that before we die, it will be way more than not even half of 1% of the population using Bitcoin. I am like you. I'm not saying that everybody's going to not be using whatever their country's fiat is. But that it is going to be a lot more than what it is right now. And that eventually, I mean, the United States and most of these countries, I mean, given some of them have been around, but I mean, we're talking under 200 years old. And I mean, so really, I mean, I can see the future. And when I see the future, I do see Bitcoin. And that is the end goal.
So when Samantha sees the future, she sees Bitcoin. I like that. So what do we got in the chat? Anybody else agreeing with us? Do you guys, when you see the future, do you see Bitcoin as part of the future?
Mateo says, we will be the backbone of crypto. Hang tight, folks. The strong of the survival, but the strong will survive.
I mean, I just know that when I see the change, I know which side I want to be on. I don't want to be swept up in the change. I want to be the sweeping change. You know, I want to be out here at the forefront. I want to be an educator of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That's why I do the free help desk, right? I mean, that's another big thing. That's something I'm always talking about. I know it's not as much as it used to be, especially in these last few months. You know, anybody that's hanging out here in the bear market, you guys know what you're doing. You know how to send a transaction, you know how to sign up at Coinbase, and you know how to get going at the exchange, and you know how to, store your ERC20 tokens, even though it's not as complicated as it used to be on your Ledger Nano S, and you know how to set up the hardware wallets. But we can all remember when we started, right? We all remember watching all those YouTube videos, trying to figure it out, and reading everything, trying to make sure that we didn't do it wrong, and sending our first couple of transactions, being like, oh my God, I hope that money shows up there. Waiting for all those confirmations to, for me, it was Poloniex, making sure, oh my God, I hope all 30 Ethereum confirmations come through. I want to be there and reassure people. I want to show them that if they don't get mixed up with the scams and they're not clicking on stuff that's making outrageous promises with dropping counters and promising 5 Bitcoin for 0.005 of a Bitcoin, that this is real and that you can trust it and that you can trust the transaction and that you can moderately trust a few of these exchanges out there, that there is some validity to all of this, that the cryptocurrency market is real and this whole thing isn't some internet magic hocus pocus scam where ultimately people are just sucking in credit card numbers and moving a few data programs around, and next thing you know, you're just out a whole lot of money saying, oh my gosh, and kicking yourself for it. Because I mean, that's like, I hate to say, but that's what my grandfather thought type deal.
Yeah. Okay, so Mateo is saying that he agrees, but a long time. Too many people on drugs and welfare. Trust me, it will be bad times first. People can afford even one Litecoin, but can't. And then we have Lincoln, Massachusetts saying, can I ask you a question?
Of course, you can ask anything on this show. Of course, if you're vulgar, you're not going to get a response. But I also answer a few personal questions if that's what you're shooting at.
And Mateo says, drugs, sex, and crimes make people in debt. They do. All the bad stuff tends to have a lot of IOUs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, personally, that's one of the things I believe when it comes to crypto is that, of course, crypto is a better sound of money because of the 21 million cap and the fact that it rewards you for saving. And here it does seem like in America and the fiat dollar system that there's a lot of people that are kind of just leeching off of the system, and they're able to make a living off of not doing much through all of the social programs at hand and child support and things like that. Well, the number seems to be growing a little bit too exponentially against, the number of people that pay into the system. And of course, overpopulation is constantly getting to be a problem. There isn't going to be enough for everybody. And as the resources become tighter and tighter and tighter, I want to be on the side that can at least afford the resources that are necessary to keep my family alive, and at least in the standard of condition that we're used to right now, which is pretty minimal at that. But I think that for some people that will be impossible. And I don't necessarily see that being 50 to 75 years in the future. I see that being more like 10 to 20 years in the future, that there could be starving people in America more than what is just kind of imagined now today, even though I know that there are starving people in America.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to express these ideals or what exactly I mean. You know, I'm not the most articulated, but I think I can get the general gist across that, like, you know, the ghettos are going to get bigger.
Yes, government assistance is going to get bigger. Like, lots of unwed mothers and fathers are going to get bigger. Like, all the bad stuff.
So what do we got going on over there? Anything, Samantha?
Not really.
Not really?
Nope.
Well, what do you want to talk about then, Samantha? We can talk about a lot of different things. We can talk about these flyers that we're making. We can talk about the possible stickers that we're thinking about doing. If you guys at any point are interested in coming out to the Forbidden Kingdom Festival with us, it's February 16th and 17th. I keep telling you. I keep saying those dates so you guys don't forget to watch the show. Hit me up. Hit me up on the Twitter. Hit me up on the email. We'd love to have you come out with us. If you want to come on the show with us, of course, we're always looking for guests. We do our shows Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 8 a.m. If you hit the notification bell, sometimes we do evening episodes. Like today, we're out here on Christmas, of course, because we're not working, and we're trying to, once again, spread that Bitcoin awareness and the love to everybody out there. Let you guys know that you're our best friends. And, of course, we want to spend the holidays with you just like we spend it with the rest of our family. You know, you guys mean a lot to us. You know, we get out here as often as we possibly can. We know it hasn't been quite as much as it has been in the past, but just like everybody else, cryptocurrency market taking a downward turn hurt everyone. We had to get back to work. We're at the factory. We're pounding it on that time clock just like everyone else, letting the man dictate our lives a little bit, selling our soul a tiny bit for that fiat cash to pay those bills. But at least we're smart enough to be collecting a little bit of that cryptocurrency with those 2-week paychecks, right? So that eventually when that next pump comes, when we're looking at that next bull market, hopefully, you know, we'll have double the amount of cryptocurrency we're kind of scheming to have for our retirement so we can cash a little out, make those days easier when we're, you know, looking at the pump saying, oh, hodl, 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 but hey, at least I hodled a little extra. At least I'm able to pay off the car or pay a few extra months of mortgage or get the boat.
We're nowhere near water now.
Well, we get little John boats. We got a lot of lakes around here. She made me get rid of the jet ski, of course. You know, not living by the river.
Pshaw.
All right, so continue on with happy thoughts of Christmas.
Mateo says if America is in debt, 21 trillion market cap for crypto can go to 21 trillion. I mean, probably took us, what, 5 decades to get to the 21 trillion of U.S. Debt. But still, never know. Ugh. All right, James Benhart says China's largest Bitcoin exchange was busted and lawsuits for manipulating Bitcoin price and not having the coins. Many exchanges, stated to go down.
Proof of keys, January 3rd. I mean, I'd be hopping on that sooner rather than later, of course, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be the guy on the 3rd who's thinking they're going to partake in proof of keys and then not take, you know,
not be able to,
or be the guy that said, oh, that's nothing, I'm not going to bother with that. And then on the 4th, you're looking at the exchange all shut down. You go to the site and it says, sorry, cannot connect.
I mean, yes, I do see the downside. You're like, oh, no one's going to do that, so I don't have to worry about it, and you losing your stuff that way or the other way. You never know.
I mean, crypto isn't like fiat cash. The bank can't just, you know, keep the screens digital with everything and not really have the money. If you take all the crypto out of the exchanges, you know, the blockchain is not going to back it. Therefore, they're not going to have it to send to you. Therefore, you're not going to get it, and they have to shut down. You know, Trace Mayer is onto something there. It's just a matter of participation. And of course, you know, we do see the cryptocurrency rally together. The user activated soft fork. I have never seen a community rally together like we did there. I mean, hopefully we can see that kind of unity. I mean, he went out there and made a good wave and pump. I've seen him run across a lot of YouTube videos out there talking about proof of keys. We've seen a lot of the big time YouTubers talking about proof of keys. So hopefully a majority of people out there do spend the couple cents that it'll take to get their crypto off of these exchanges and betting platforms and, you know,
really know if they have it.
Really know if they have it. I mean, I know that it's kind of not a big deal to me, you know, but I'm always preaching that I hold proof of my keys. So, I mean, I got a little bit at a faucet. I got $2. I think it is.
Yes, of like doggy or
No, it's 60,000 Satoshis at the faucet, the one that's
Oh,
down
oh,
below
yeah,
that
yeah.
I use. You know, the free
the
free
free
Bitcoin.
the free faucet, of course. We have Moscow Mule saying, "What's up, Eugene and Samantha?
up?
Happy holidays! Hi,
Yeah, happy holidays, buddy. Of course, like I keep saying, I had to get out here and say hey to my friends and tell you guys Merry Christmas and that we love you. And, you know, we wanted to invite you into our homes on Christmas too, just as, you know, we hope you guys would invite us into yours. I don't know, Samantha, could you really imagine not getting out here and doing Bitcoin and coffee anymore?
No, not really.
I mean, we're still working 50 hours a week and trying to find time to get out here and do this.
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem weird if we don't do it. Like, it's all like, wait, what are we doing? Oh, we're not doing that? Oh, okay. Why are we not doing that?
I don't know. At first, we thought that it was maybe some sort of a business, and then, or first we thought it was a way to communicate with people, and then we thought of it maybe as a small business that didn't really make any money. And now with this nonprofit organization, it feels like a good fit, because now I feel like when I'm giving my time, I'm being able to be rewarded with being able to say that I'm trying to spread Bitcoin awareness, that I'm giving my time to the cause, and I do believe in the cause, and I do think that the cause is worthy, you know, and I haven't said that about anything else in my life, that's for sure.
Not a lot of things that are actually pretty definite and worthy. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy for Bitcoin and coffee. I'm happy for being part of the Bitcoin community. I'm happy for everything you guys have done for us here on Bitcoin and coffee, you know, for me and Samantha. I'd like to make it more than just me and you. I keep referring to it as an organization or a
Right,
group.
but is it two people really in anything?
Well, I mean, we all have multiple personalities.
Right. Then we're a group, if not a corporation, depending how screwed up we are.
All right. Do we got anything else going on in that chat? Or I guess should we be saying goodbye and wrapping this up with a so long and a Merry Christmas?
We have Mike McCormick saying that 4,300 easy by January 10th. And Moscow Mule says, this is only the beginning. Don't worry. When Mass FOMO hits your show, we'll get the attention it deserves. And that
I know, but as bad as my shows were in the past and all of the subscribers I got, now that it's gotten better and that Samantha has added the great addition of the live chat.
I
really do think that you guys enjoy the chat. So of course, give Samantha some praise for all of that, because I mean, it wasn't easy. You know, I was out here for quite a while. I mean, we're going to be 2 years here in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, Samantha, we will have been out here for 2 years doing this, or I will have been out here for 2 years. You will have been holding the camera for at least a year and a half, and probably out here for at least a good 6 months.
Let's see. We have, yes, Moscow Mule says you are definitely a huge part of the community. And James Benhart says your posts help keep the positive vibe. Thanks.
I try.
Mike McCormick says Bitcoin is fantastic, but hemp is $1 trillion industry in the making, right? I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie that marijuana stocks could be a great place to make money. You know that I'm not all about the making of the money. You know, if that was where I was at, this show would probably be a little bit different than what it is. I'm really here for fundamental purposes and for sound money and for this peer-to-peer digital transaction that eliminates the government and third parties and will make the future a brighter place for my son to live.
Oh, Joshua Thomas Hanson says, I don't know how you two find the energy working 50 hours. You rock. Thank you.
We try.
All right.
Vitamins, lots of vitamins.
Sadly, yes. I don't want to like drink domesticated earth or whatever the crap is. And vitamin C. He has some horrible vitamin C tablets, people. You have to chew them. Worst Flintstones ever. Okay. So, Thomas Brady says, for someone who has really never heard of it, explain Bitcoin in 10 words or less.
In 10 words or less.
Peer-to-peer.
Yeah, but see, that's part of the problem is that when we go and we talk about Bitcoin to people that aren't in the space, we use these words.
I know what peer-to-peer. I know what peer is.
So, I mean, it's pretty much, it's that I like to tell people that it is money that is designed for the internet that can't be cheated. Money that's designed for the internet that can't be cheated.
Bam, 10 words.
10 words. How's that?
Moscow Mule says I rock. Thank you, Moscow Mule. He also says that he has an idea for 2018. 2019.
I mean, unfortunately, that is the problem, is the world does not stop turning no matter what. So, I mean, we just have to be prepared for 2019. Of course, you know, the best defense is always be prepared for the worst and hope for the best, right? So, I mean, are we still making paychecks? Can we pay our bills and have extra with it, Samantha?
Yes.
All right. Are we saving cryptocurrency in case this stuff takes off?
Yes.
All right. Are we ready in case for some reason World War #3 happens?
Yes.
All right.
You'd like dehydrated rations.
Then I think we're ready for 2019. I mean, we're ready for all case scenarios. If Bitcoin takes off, we're good. If Bitcoin don't take off, we're good. If the zombie apocalypse occurs, we're good.
All right.
My coffee's out. I see the sun is setting. Do you think it's that time, Samantha?
Yeah, probably.
Is there anything else in the chat? If you guys got anything else you want to talk about, please go ahead, put it in the chat. I will gladly take some time to address it. You know that the community interaction is a big part of this channel. Like, I mean, I think that this is one of the main reasons that I continue to do the YouTube. Because remember, as I like to tell you guys, the progressional history of all of this, because we are a nonprofit, we don't put any of this money in our pocket. We are not putting any of this away to make ourselves, you know, rich and fat in any way. We started off with the free help desk because we wanted to talk to people in cryptocurrency and give back, right? Then we made the YouTube because who's going to use a free help desk if you don't know who you're talking to, right? Then, now that you guys have gotten to know who you're talking to and we're out here as much as possible, and I've gotten my family to join in on this, we're continuing to add this, and we're going to put feet on the ground, and we're going to get out there and we're going to pass out flyers at the the Electric Daisy Carnival, at the Forbidden Kingdom Music Festival.
That was the first one.
That was the first one. We're going to get out there, put feet on the ground, right? I'm going to bring my family. We're going to go out there and we're going to spread the word of Bitcoin to everybody else as a grassroots movement. I mean, we're continuously finding ways to go ahead and spread Bitcoin awareness. We want to grow this channel. We want to make it everything that we can make it, because Bitcoin doesn't have a marketing department, unfortunately. It's not Dash. It's not any of these other ones where they got money cycling back into itself and voting. The only way that Bitcoin is going to get an adoption and attraction is if we get out there and we do it ourselves. So I'm going to take the challenge upon myself to go out there and do what I can do to make this happen. Because if I don't, who's going to? And why would the future be any brighter if I didn't do my part?
Right.
You know, it's easy to be a naysayer. It's harder to get out there and do something about it. And I'm not a lazy person. I've never been the naysayer. I'm a fixer, and I'm going to help try to fix the problem with money.
Yep. We have Casual Bear saying, what country are you guys from? We're from the United States.
Yep. Of course.
Sadly. And we're Florida. If that, I mean,
yeah,
besides the first blow, take in the second blow, we're from Florida.
Yeah, we're North Florida, near the Georgia borderline.
Yep. James Benhart says, first there was checks, then credit cards, then paying creditors on internet, now smartphones with crypto. Yep.
I mean, it used to be what? That it took 50 years for something to change. Now in the digital age, it takes 10. Right? So when do we want to start this clock on Bitcoin? It's already been 10 years. I mean, it's not now, so the clock didn't start at the beginning. Are we half? Are we just starting? I don't see it taking 50. It's not how technology works.
Right. You didn't get to, like, I don't know. You didn't get to tell the internet to hurry up.
I mean, the problem is, I guess I'm getting old, because, I mean, I remember being there with dial-up with 14.4 modems, you know? So we've come a long way since then. So how far do we really got to go to get people using Bitcoin? I mean, sometimes when we toss out these ideals of 15 years and stuff, it really doesn't need to. It doesn't. I mean, how long did it take everybody running around with those little jelly bracelets on their wrists? Look at those. I mean, it seemed like one day I was watching the little kids with them, and then the next thing I know, everybody under the sun had those things on their wrists. And then like 3 months later, they were all gone and nobody wore them.
Yep. I mean.
So, I mean, fads catch on. We just need Bitcoin to be a fad that just doesn't, you know, once it catches on, I don't think it'll disappear, you know. Once people find a better form of money, why would they go back to the old money?
Yeah.
Anything in the chat, Samantha?
We have MS BitEats saying that when they were 10 in Vegas, my grandparents used dimes and slot machines. As I got into my 40s, I saw more and more machines using computer tech. Then you could link your ATM to the slot machine. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like swipe,
until you're broke.
Like swipe a debit card and put in a PIN number until you're broke. Like, really? Wow. And then it says today there are coin machines. That coin machines are very rare. Everyone uses cards. The next iteration will be alts and machines, it is said. I mean, that is crazy. I don't even know. I mean, yes, like the vending machines at our work in the break room, you can pay with Apple Pay. And, you know, and it's like, really? Like, if you need a soda that bad, why are you busting out, like, plastic or your phone app? But I guess it is to just cut out one more person that's job is to empty that machine full of quarters, you know.
Well, I mean, they still got to reload it with soda, but at the same time, yes, the trusting of them with quarters and money is another thing. But I mean, the future is going to be a very different place.
Crazy. Crazy. MS Bit says that Vegas is going BTC, and I've heard Tron rumors as well. That would be crazy. I mean, that would be awesome.
Oh, I know. We keep hearing a lot about Vegas and
yes.
Bitcoin taking off over there. So
I mean, that would be cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I like it here in Florida, so hopefully we don't have any big problems here in Florida with regulation or anything, because I would hate to have to get up and move. I finally found me a nice little homestead, but at the same time, I do got a nice VPN.
Right? Yeah, they're saying that Tron is rumored to be in the resort world. It's like a mega complex on the Strip, and it's apparently owned by Chinese officials. Makes sense.
All right, well, it's starting to get dark here, Samantha. Let's go ahead and wrap this up before the sun goes down. I really do appreciate you guys all coming out here on Christmas and joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. As always, I have all kinds of links, tools, and affiliation codes listed down there below to help us out and to help you guys out figure out these cryptocurrency markets. Down below, I also have links to all of the different social media platforms I'm on. Please go over, like those videos, comment on them, give them the upvote, the heart, the like, the whatever it is. Collecting those alternative cryptocurrencies is a great way to help out the channel without taking anything out of your pocket. As always, I have those donational addresses if you have that extra cryptocurrency. But besides that, I'd rather have you give it to the Tally Fund, because that helps us all, because it helps Bitcoin, because that's what's going to get us out there making flyers, passing them out, putting them in people's hands, spreading Bitcoin awareness. And ultimately, that's what this channel is all about, is spreading that Bitcoin awareness and helping people in order to understand Bitcoin and make the future a better, a brighter place. You got anything else that you want to add today, Samantha, on this Christmas?
No.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm real happy to be out here.
I am happy too.
So Merry Christmas, you guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. Have a good one. And remember to keep your BTC safe.
Merry Christmas, guys.